Yogesh is asking, sir, do we have to trade on breakout or wait for some correction after breakout, then to buy at new high? Yogesh, there is no standard answer to it, but if you understand technical analysis well and are able to correlate the volume studies along with the breakout, then you can get an answer to this question. If the breakout is accompanied by a volume which is greater than the volume which was prevalent during the consolidation before the breakout, and that volume is more than 3 times of the volume that was present during consolidation, then the breakout is likely to sustain. If the volume at the point of breakout was a normal volume or there was slight increase in the volume, then there is a likelihood that the price will retest the breakout levels, and then at that point again you can look for an opportunity to go long. Is it okay, Yogesh? So breakout has to be seen along with the studies in the volume. Volume is the best indicator to study the breakout. Biju is asking, sir, how to track future open interest. See, same data you have to download every day, and on the basis of the price increase and the increase or decrease of future open interest, you have to correlate. If the price has increased and the future open interest has decreased, then you will say that there is a short covering. If the price has increased and open interest has also increased, that means the long buildup is there. If likewise you can correlate, so this data you have to download every day, and then you have to analyze and track it that way. Yeah, anybody else? Bharat, please tell me.
So why this gap filling, whenever there is a demand zone or a supply zone which you mentioned, और ये
Hmm.
गैप अप और ये गैप डाउन होता है, तो ये गैप
Hmm.
फिलिंग ये इम्पोर्टेंट क्यों होता है, या फिर ये गैप फिल करना, हर कोई ये क्यों कहता है कि गैप फिल कर दिया निफ्टी बैंक निफ्टी ने, से सपोज बैंक निफ्टी ओपन विद अ 2% गैप डाउन, तो वो
Hmm.
गैप फिल करने का मतलब क्या होता है एंड व्हाई इज इट इम्पोर्टेंट?
भाई, ये तो देखो, जितने मुंह उतनी बातें। गैप फिल कर दिया या गैप फिल नहीं किया, हर चीज का एक अलग अलग मतलब है। जैसे आप ये देखिए कि yesterday बैंक निफ्टी had opened with this gap up and this gap remains unfilled. Okay, so the more this gap remains unfilled, the more is the momentum. Gap is an indicator of momentum. Suppose there is a gap down, that means the momentum towards downward is very strong. When there is a gap up and whole of the day the price remains sideways and the gap remains unfilled, that indicates that the momentum at in during that day was very strong. And if the next day also the gap remains unfilled, that means the upward momentum has been confirmed. So gap has to be seen in that perspective. The what perspective? That a gap has occurred and the gap has remained unfilled, that means the momentum is confirmed. But if the gap has occurred and then it has got filled, that means the momentum that was indicated by the gap up or gap down, that has been neutralized. These are basically the inferences that you have to draw as a part of price action studies. There is no rule which says that the every gap will be filled. There are gaps which get filled after 1 month or 2 months, but it remain important in the historical chart, in the technical analysis, because when we mark those gaps, we have to keep in our mind that whenever there is a gap, there is a very strong, suppose gap up is there, that means a very strong demand got built up at this point, and if price is coming down, then it may see a bounce from that point. Similarly, if there has been a gap down and after 1 week or 10 days or 1 month price is coming up and that it approaches that gap down, then one has to bear in his mind that this gap represents a supply zone, a strong supply zone, and from this supply zone another throw downwards is likely. So whosoever is long should at least book his part profits when the gap is coming. So that is the importance of gap in my view.
Sir, can we study Ramco Siemens? You mentioned it in your Telegram channel that it was consolidating around 665, 670. Now it has
Mhm.
broken those key levels and it is trading above that, and it has been some time. So do you
Hmm.
think there can be further rally to it?
See, I had marked this particular box within which the price was moving up, and
Right, sir.
yesterday it closed above this particular box, and today it opened with the open is equal to low and has been trading with a good volume. You see the volume here. Yesterday's volume was not that great. Yesterday, although it closed above this, but the volume was not that great. Today morning, when it opened with the open is equal to high, open is equal to low, one could say that yes, now the momentum or the breakout is getting built. But again, I am telling you the importance of the previous supply zone or the support and resistance points. Had you seen yesterday's video, you would have noticed I had marked this particular point as the resistance point, because previously the price was getting a bounce from this point. So this point was acting as a support previously, but then when it broke this particular support, so this support now acts as a resistance. So this current consolidation is likely to continue for some more time, and if it closes above this particular resistance, then it is likely to hit this resistance. So basically we have to see all the moves as shifting in a range of the price. So if the price has broken out of this range and it is likely to go up to this point, which is 740, around 740 it is likely to hit, but provided it remains above a level. See, this move has not been very convincing move. It is, I'm not very happy with this kind of candle formation. So today's, let us see by EOD whether this open is equal to low remains intact, because you see this wick is becoming longer and longer. Long as this wick becomes longer, that means the breakout is losing its strength. So if the wick is more than 25% of whole range, that means that breakout is not very convincing. You see, this was the yesterday's candle. This candle was looking convincing, but today's candle is not looking very convincing. So as such, even if you go long, then you have to keep a stop loss at this point. You see this hammer-like candle was there. So the up move that has begun has started from this point. So whether the up move sustains or not remains to be seen, but you can use this low of 632 as your stop loss. And if price remains strong, then it can go up to 740, up to this point, which I had marked earlier. So
Right, sir. Thank you so much.
keep on marking the ranges and see how the price is getting transmitted from one range to the other range.
Sir, United Breweries as well is making higher highs on its
Hmm.
charts, and it
Hmm.
is at a very crucial support. Do you think it can be taken for a swing trade? It's making a higher high, if I'm not wrong, if you can.
It has making a higher high, but it has broken this swing here now. So that particular higher high format has got broken. Higher highs and higher lows were there, but this low has got broken. You understand it?
Yes, sir.
This
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
this
Yes, sir.
this low has got broken, so that that particular continuation pattern of higher highs and higher lows, that has gone broken here.
Understood, sir. Understood.
Yeah. Next question, please. Biju is asking, what is the significance of 75-minute time frame over 1 hour time frame in your analysis? I have seen that 75-minute chart is not available in free trading view account. See Biju, it is a common sense. If you see from 9:15 a.m. in the morning till 3:30 in the evening, this particular time frame cannot be subdivided equally on the basis of 60-minute chart. That means there are certain softwares which are taking hourly as 9:15 to 10:15 and likewise up to 3:15. But the last candle which is shown as an hourly candle is basically a 15-minute candle from 3:15 to 3:30. Similarly, there are softwares in which we see the first hourly candle from 9:15 to 10 o'clock, that is basically 45 minutes, and then they take hourly from 10 to 11, 11 to 12, like that up to 3 o'clock, and then 3 o'clock to 3:30 they take the 30-minute time as a hourly candle. So that is basically a aberration, I would say, an anomaly. So I take 75-minute candle because it equally divides the time period from 9:15 to 3:30. That is the reason. And because I rely on RSI, and RSI relies on the higher highs and higher lows that are made by the candle. But if the candles are not of the same time period, then the RSI can mislead you. So anybody who is using indicators on the hourly chart, I think that a better guidance can be availed by using 75-minute chart. That is why I use 75-minute chart. And yes, 75-minute chart is not available on free softwares. So if you are interested and you are serious about getting 75-minute chart, then you have to go for a paid software. Yeah, Biju, that is you are writing that you never thought this way, but that is the significance of speaking and interacting with experienced people. In Hindi we say ये बाल धूप में सफेद नहीं किए हैं. It is my experience that has made me bald and my hair have gone gray. It is good that you got it. Yeah, next gentleman, any other question?
Sir, I'm just saying that in a NSE option chain, there is an open interest of 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs, 20 lakhs. So where one can pinpoint that this open interest is sufficient enough to make it a resistance or a support.
It is not the question of sufficiency. It is the question of comparative analysis. You have to look at both the sides. Suppose on the suppose let us talk about 11,000 strike. At 11,000 strike, if you look at the put side, you find that there is an accumulation of 50 lakhs. Then you may say, oh, 50 lakhs is very high. Then you have a look at the call side and you find that, oh, there are 75 lakhs. So you find that 75 lakh is more than 50 lakhs. So it is not the absolute number that is important. Two things are important. Number one, vis-a-vis the opposite side, whether the number is stronger or weaker. Secondly, whether that number is getting further increased or that number is getting further decreased. Just remember a thumb rule that the strikes on the call side, they represent resistance, and the strike on the put side, they represent support. If the numbers on the put side are higher and increasing, that means support is becoming stronger. If the numbers on the call side are higher and increasing, that means resistance is getting stronger and vice versa. Is it clear, my
Understood,
dear?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Understood.
Vijay is asking how to trail stop loss in position for intraday. See, intraday positions are based, some people they trade intraday on the basis of 1 minute chart. Some people trade on the basis of 5-minute chart. So what intraday means what? Basically, the people whom I know in intraday, most of them, they say that, sir, I trade in 1 minute chart. So how one can trail 1 minute chart, because a position which is taken in 1 minute chart lasts hardly 5 minutes. So defining a stop loss in intraday depends upon which time frame you are using, and depends in that time frame where the latest demand and supply zones have got created. Suppose you are long on the basis of 3-minute chart, then you are long on the basis of a particular setup. So as that setup gets disrupted, your stop loss gets hit. If that setup remains intact, your stop loss remains intact. And as the price moves in your direction, you have to keep on looking at the formations in the candlestick pattern and look for the indecisive candles, decisive candles, and then on the basis of that, you can trail the stop loss.